Hello. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing? You have any plans for the weekend? Share. For me, my weekends off is either a gig or a festival this summer, or right now it's work, networking, recording, creating, and also self-care. Like have like that good balance is so important. Hello. Oh, no, you're gonna have to stay on the other side, girl. Yep. Go lie down. So, today I wanted to come on and discuss a little bit about boundaries. I was on my walk with the dogs and I'm trying not to take my phone to be more connected, but then sometimes I got the best stuff happening in my mind. The same way when I'm driving, I have to like voice record stuff because there's just a lot of stuff. It's like my time for channeling or for getting a download or something. And then on this walk this morning, I'm sitting with the emotions and I'm trying to understand what's going on, and there's excitement and I'm feeling fueled. Like I'm feeling like I got those good ambers going, and then like it's just that foundation of that fire is starting to build, and I'm wondering if me going beyond my fears and finding that inner power and courage to set my boundaries is totally related to my inner child, because that's the theme this month for us. It's the inner child. That's what I'll be chanting tonight on YouTube, and that's what we've been chanting in the membership. And like that little girl that is feeling like she's got that, she's worth credit, she's credible now because she's standing in her power and her authenticity. And she knows, I know that there's going to be ripples because that's a trauma, right? Like it's a trauma to not set our boundaries because we want to please people. Like that's something that is from our inner child that is wounded. Like let's just face it, when you start doing that freaking work, there's like stuff like that pops out on a walk with your dog randomly. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Christy. I'm just chatting about boundaries here and sharing the epiphany I just got in my walk with the dogs. And then that's it. It's like, what if the ripples were not the backlash, but instead that power, that inner power that it starts activating, that it starts rippling? That inner power that's standing in my truth, that throat chakra, solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra energy, all of the freaking chakra energy. You know, like I don't need to react, respond, or emotionally. I can block that. Block. It's hard to say block. I can flow with the emotion on the surface. I don't have to feel it like it dagger inside ripping your, you know, like it's just, it's okay, it's uncomfortable, but ultimately I'm building that inner strength. I'm building that inner knowing, that intuition, that I know that by doing this I'm fueling my power, I'm fueling my fire. And this is the ripple. What I choose to do after setting the boundary is the freaking ripple. Do I want to ripple fear and self-doubt and regrets and second guessing ourselves, or do we want to stand in our power and show our kids and whomever's listening now, share our story and change that freaking story of I have anxiety and that's why I don't want to confront anyone, to I'm going to stand in my truth, create some standards, and ripple it and empower myself with it. So that's the freaking inner child thing of not feeling heard, not feeling seen, not feeling love, and going into those negative emotions or lower vibrational and frequency speaking emotions. And that's what we ripple if we stay in there. So like, make that freaking switch takes freaking time. Like when I say rewiring the brain takes time, it takes that installment, that foundation in that intentional practice, and then wanting to change and facing our freaking ego and shadow, and like just telling your inner child that she is heard, that she is seen, and that she knows that she deserves to love herself, and that it's okay, that she doesn't need the validation or the right response for others. That's their own shit. That's where they are on their journey. Now what are you gonna do with it? With the response of the boundary you set that was shaking, that created an earthquake. How are you going to respond to that? What you're going to ripple is really up to you. And that's the freaking hard part. And that is that practice that we avoid. That deep work or deep acceptance, deep inner knowing that this is what we can choose to ripple. The inner power, the inner fire that we have within that just needs to help us create the ripples that we want to create in the world around us, in front of our kids, in front of our council, board, with our parents, clients. Your time is valuable. Your boundary is valuable. And if you're not feeling heard or seen, make sure that you do. You hear you. You connect with that intuition, that gut feeling, that heart. And that you're able to feel that inner fire, that Shakti energy of just knowing and being it and rippling it out, inward, outward, everywhere. Your solar plexus chakra feels blocked. Well, tonight we're chanting. You're welcome to join 45 minutes or so of pure chanting. We're probably going to do Lakshmi. There's Lakini as well, which is a great goddess for that. And you just know that that solar plexus chakra is the chakra of abundance, of manifestation, of deep trust into your path. So if you have blockages, there's definitely lots of things you can do. Connect to nature, go for walks, go in nature if you can. Take time to just sit and practice. If it's not chanting, it could be a guided meditation. Journal with, like, even if it's like verbal diarrhea, then you can just freaking burn it. Rip it up, go outside and burn that shit up, you know? There's lots of ways to unblock. But I talk about it in my Intro to Kirtan. Christy, if you want more info, it's on my website. Intro to Kirtan is about creating these foundation in our practice, in our chanting practice, but our intentional practice as well. So we talk about other practices. Okay, I'm going to pick a card for the collective, and I think I need to go outside again with my puppy because she is whining. So let's see what the collective What do we need to hear? I am picking today from the Spirit Animal Oracle. What is it that we need to focus on today? What do our guides and all of the angels that are here for our highest good to protect us and love on us, our team, what do you need us to hear about? Horse spirit, freedom is yours. See, that feels a lot true with that freedom of thought, freedom of those emotions that keep you in chain, that keep you, and then always know that those boundaries that you're putting down are not like barriers, they're standards that you want. These are the highest standards that I'm setting for myself in my business, in my relationships, in my partnerships with my kids. These are my standards and they need to be respected, and I can't be loosey about them, because if I am, then there's some blockages in the chakras and I'm not focusing on my path. For the longest, I didn't have any credibility, especially in men, like my dad, my brother, my male friends. When I was growing up, there was no, I didn't feel credible, and that really fucked me up. Like having to prove yourself to others, somebody has to vouch for you to make sure that you're right. Like, what the fuck was that about? And it came to me on this walk today, again on the walks, that this is also very related. Like, my inner child is wounded from that. But as we don't know this shit, when we don't know who we are, when we're not in connection deeply with who we are, our chakras, our energy, our inner knowing, then we might portray ourselves as not credible, because we're not authentic with ourselves, and we're doubting ourselves, right? We don't have that self-awareness, self-love, self-knowing, self-worth of who we are. So as we grow into the being that we want to be, the amazing goddess warrior that you want to be, then creating those boundaries also that are very uncomfortable, then we excuse me, then we start being listened to. We don't need the validation of others or somebody to vouch for you to know your inner truth and to speak your truth. And so it all goes together. It's very interesting. I think there's a lot to journal about this for me in the next couple days. I'm taking it slow. This is the time for that. Okay, horse spirit 33. Ooh. You had the same conversation with a friend, hey? Yeah, well, it's coming up. It's when it's coming up around. It's in the energy of that, so it makes sense. And we have call it synchronicity, or that extra vigilant self-awareness. You know what I mean? Of that connection to that inner knowing that this is the time to really transmute, channel, what's the word? Download, getting that download that it's time to change that pattern, right? To start. So it's coming up everywhere. It's like when you start, you just buy your, Subaru, and then suddenly you see all the Subarus on the road and you're like, ooh, it's just because your awareness is there, and that's what you see. That's what you're calling. Okay. 33. Who's coming chanting tonight with me? 30 p.m. CST, Saskatchewan time. I'll be on YouTube. It's going to be great. I'd love to have people in the chat. It's nice to have that energy of circle. You can chant with my voice from the comfort of your home, all for free. Join me tonight. What's your weekend like? Hi, Julie. Let me know what's your weekend like, what you're doing this weekend. I'm going to be relaxing and having brunch Sunday with my friend in the city. And today and tomorrow is relaxed time. I think I'm going to go for snowshoes either today or tomorrow with the dogs. And since I've had this Halti for Loba, it's life-changing. Our walks are much more enjoyable for her and I. Sometimes I couldn't even walk her because my hips were hurting and she would hurt me, so I would just run her out of town. Hi, Melissa. Okay, horse spirit. That's the collective card. I invite you to go back and watch the beginning of this live. There's a lot of good stuff about boundaries and the ripples and how we can choose those ripples. When horse spirit appears, you are gifted with the spirit of movement and freedom. It is a time for travel and adventure, whether that means a trip somewhere or taking a different type of journey. One of freedom of choice. Horse spirit reminds you that no matter the circumstances, you have free will and choices that can take you far away to a better place, a better situation, a better state of being. This is exactly it. This is what I was talking about. We're not in prison of our emotions. We choose to stand in our inner power and our Shakti and our flame inside power energy. We can choose to do that, you know? Better situation, better state of being, for there is no one but you to reign in your will to make a different decision. You are capable of making powerful choices that will affect you for a long time to come. Horses are social animals and known to be a friend of mankind, willing to carry us forward when we need it. Horse spirit reminds you that help will be available to you whenever you need, and companions will be by your side wherever you choose to go, whatever directions you choose to travel. Life is an adventure, and horse spirit wants you to know that whatever choices you make, you have great spirit within, invisible yet holding you up and always walking by your side. So when you feel alone in that decision and that standard that you have put for yourself, and you're not going to be wishy-washy about it, you're going to stand firm, you're not going to doubt yourself. If you do, you catch yourself and you say, no, this is my authentic truth, and this is what resonates with where I am now, and you're okay. That fuel that you're giving yourself, that inner power, is what you can bring out. So know that you're strong. Know that even if you feel alone, we have a whole team of freaking spirits and angels and guardian angels. And so just call upon them. Know that they're there for your protection. My son wants me to protect him. And he knows he's protected. He's got angels looking after him. You know, send yourself some of that beautiful light of protection. And like stand in that, you know, comfort and safety of your own power. And your whole team is there to protect you. So you're never alone. Hey, Julie. Thank you for watching. I might come on later to pull some cards from this deck today because I'm feeling it. I wanted to stay a little longer, but my puppy needs me. I invite you to watch the beginning of this live. I think there was a lot of good info shared, downloads, things that I'm processing and realizing. And I'm celebrating this today. I'm celebrating whatever you're moving through or realizing or acknowledging. I'm celebrating all of this with you today. Sending you so much love, everyone. Namaste.